Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another video of some Minecraft, where my in-game music is crazy loud compared to my voice. Let's just turn that down a little bit. There we go. We could turn that back up here in a minute. Last time that I streamed, we had a little bit of a kerfuffle, where I did not double check that my microphone audio was sourced. Today I am looking at a flashing green light, making sure that everything sounds good. Before we hop into the video though, I am going to do a quick little listen in and double check that everything sounds good. Last time that I streamed, we had a little bit of a kerfuffle, where I did not double check that my microphone audio was sourced. Today I am looking at a flashing green light, making sure that everything sounds good. Before we hop into the video though, I am going to do a quick sounds pretty good. I'm going to mute that now, and here we go. Alrighty, so the last time that we played, I had no audio. Ironically, it was probably one of the best streams that I've had. I held a pretty good stream of consciousness all the way through, and was able to get a little bit accomplished. We found out that the starting island here in the All the Mods TTS pack is really cool. There was a bunch of different options I didn't realize that existed. We chose one that seemed a little magical, a little mystical. Hopefully we can carry over its building style into all the others. I just moved into a new place. What is that? So I should have some good internet. My audio might sound a little bit weird because I'm in a basement with no furniture at the moment. Why do I feel like there we go. Like I wasn't sprinting. What is this thing? I am unsure. But today's goal is to start building a little bit of the automation sections. To the north, we're just going to build sprawling landscape where we're going to build individual buildings for all of the different items that we're going to automate. And today our end goal in the next couple of hours is to, if we look at this quest, get down here, at least get a stone generator. This is where we're going to kind of work towards first. As well as probably some kind of auto hammer. To be able to smash those down into usable resources. You can see here around the area all of the different starting locations we could have chose. The one that I went with was this one here with the kind of magical cottage. We could have done like this pig, could have done regular skyblock, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm really hoping that I can become a better builder through this series by forcing me to do things that I would not normally do. Says it's locked. Behind sand. That makes sense. Alrighty. Moss. I would like a good source of moss, I think, as it's a good building material. But we might have to exchange your gadget later, depending on how easy the crafting recipe is. Grass seeds. Ooh, it can be grown in a cloche. That is all that matters. This will be the way. This will be the way. Oh, you can just grow it in a botany pot. That will be the way, actually. We can very quickly get a botany pot. So we'll look up at botany, and we'll want a hopper botany pot. Absolutely. And that's just a bunch of clay. And we get clay right here with dust with barrels. So we need a hammer. We have a hammer. We need a bunch of cobblestone. To make cobblestone, we're going to need some dirt. We're going to need to sieve the dirt. And here we've got andesite. I assume you can't crush You can crush andesite into gravel. Alright, here's the real question. Can you crush? Yes. Into gravel. Perfect. Yeah. So, bunch of diorite, andesite, and granite. We go to hammer all of this down. Use our stickiest stick to place all of this relatively fast. Apparently it only does 3 at a time, which is understandable. Alrighty. Oh, we have granite we didn't do there. Look at that. What a piece of candy. There we go. And then, yeah, we'll just vein mine it all. Hammer is broken. Okay. So now the real question is, what do we see? What do we get if we sieve? We get a bunch of these ore chunks. But right now we want some sand. So let's take a stack of this. We're gonna have to sit and chill for a second because we don't have the stone to make another hammer. So we're gonna have to make some dirt. Which will involve a bunch of leaves. I have 2 hoppers. Where? Oh, where did I get 2 hoppers as a quest reward? I do not know. Okay. But we will use it. Absolutely, we will use it. Let's break this. Let's put it up a block. We are going to use a leaf to hopper out. And just like that. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Shears are broken. We have flint. Perfect. So we get a bunch of leaves. We'll place them here in this hopper. I can't quite tell if my control key is broken or not, because it's not letting me control shift items. But I think that might just be a user error. So bamboo, dark oak, cyan terracotta. Damn, what a good color palette. And then it switches to light gray, dark oak. And then it adds the I think this is mangrove? Yeah. Mangrove and jungle. Oh no, brick. Macaw's paths and pavings. Huh. This is going to be an interesting build to emanate the style of, I think. I'll be excited to attempt to build something. I didn't even realize there was sweetberry bushes up there. How do you reach those? I'm gonna get distracted here for a second while we're making that dirt. Oh, they're just out that window. I mean, it would be cool if that was a little entranceway, wouldn't it? Let's go explore up here real quick. It would also be nice if there was not a rope ladder, but like a different way to get up here. See, this should be like a little, I guess it is a secret entrance, but it's not really a secret exit. Dang, I almost died to my own sweet berries. Alrighty. Enough distractions. Let's go and get some of this dirt. Sieve. That's going to give us a whole bunch of bullshit. We'll put all that bullshit away. We will fix this a couple of times. And now let's grab this gravel. Wow, incredible. Make some sand. And I'm going to turn all this sand into dust. Turn all that dust into clay. Use that clay to make the first couple bonsai pots, botany pots. And with those botany pots, we can start making our first automated resource, moss, which will also end up being, will also end up being a one of our singularity sources when it comes to applied energistics, because we're going to need lots and lots and lots of items being just voided in order to accomplish that. Perfect. We'll get a bunch of dust, a bunch of sand. That allows us to get mycelium, which can get witch water, and clay. So pretty sure we just need water in a barrel. Yep. Then toss a dust block. Get a bunch of clay. So, for that sake, let us bring one of these down to the water source. Let us get ourselves a bucket. There should be a wooden bucket, right? Or a ceramic. Unfired porcelain bucket. That's the word. Bone meal, clay. You get bone meal from sieving dust. Okay, I'm going to put some blocks away. Put these things away. Get rid of a bunch of bullshit in my inventory. Keep the barrel. I don't have any way to fill. No backpack. Let me just really quickly go double check the inventory. I don't think we've got a bucket of any kind. No. All right, let's just craft it. It's a Minecraft after all. Let's get a couple pieces of bone meal. Oh, like actually a couple pieces of bone meal. That sucked. We have Zycraft though. We need one more piece of bone meal to make a bucket. The bucket will allow us to make all kinds of tasty things. So let's get a couple pieces of cobble. We'll break all of this down into dust. We'll break these trees real fast. So we'll place this all down. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Perfect. Hammer all that. Let's just get another piece of bone meal. There we go. We'll put that in there. Grab the bone meal. I think, unfortunately, yeah, if there is rain, so how do we skip a tech tier and somehow get a bucket so that we can make a bucket? Isn't that crazy? Redstone trim, basic power, got some redstone, got some coal. Yeah, heat generator, renewable, understandable. Mechanism. We should have the charging gadgets mod. Ooh, the actual extreme reactors. I would like to play with extreme reactors, like make a turbine with extreme reactors. I've never done one. I've never done that. Vanilla stones. Yeah. Building tips. Ooh. Cool. I didn't realize the advanced Just Dire Things block breaker could be a quarry. That's cool. Hostile neural networks. I really like this mod. As someone who sucks at PvP, I really like to only have to fight a couple of monsters and then just create resources from that. Speaking of create, there's create in this pack. That's going to be pretty cool. I enjoy doing some create stuff. It's a pretty neat mod. I get a bit messy with it. You know, I'm not a good builder, so when it comes to create, you know, I'm even worse. Water block? Access water without the hole moving. Understandable. Cool. Yeah, we'll just get the gems out of these. Store them. That still doesn't help me with a tech skip before it rains. Meaning I'm stuck waiting until it rains for the first time. There's no way to like cheese it, right? I know that there won't be, but let me just go check down here in the cave. See if there's anything I might be able to steal to tech up with. There's a wandering trader down here. You don't happen to offer a piece of clay? No. No, but a totem of undying for 10 is a pretty good deal if I had some emeralds. Too bad. I don't have any emeralds. Nothing down here I could steal from, although this is mud. What can I do with mud? Because again, I don't mind stealing a block or two if I could somehow turn it into create, into clay. Turn it dirt. We can squeeze water out of it. That doesn't help us because we can't move the water. Here, you can take the water out of it. And you can grow things on it. Trees. Cool. That does not help us, though. We just need a singular piece of clay. Imagine they left a piece, eh? Let's see, stone. Yeah, of course they did not leave any nice useful resources here. Although if that's dripping water, there's a small chance that I can place a barrel. Small chance I can place a barrel underneath the drippers. Like this guy. And if it's truly, to be fair, I can just do it myself. I can just do it myself. Let's take this block. And let's take that dripstone. And let's make a little tiny pseudo dripstone farm hidden in one of these little corners. Oh, that doesn't work because I still need water above the fucking dripstone. Okay. How do I get... Where's a nice little sneaky place to get underneath this water? I don't want to ruin the integrity of the build. Not high enough. Like an idiot. my god, I'm ruining everything. Let's see if we can survive in here. We can. And this is to the void, right? Absolutely. What is that? What is that? Oh, I think it's the end of the river. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to tier skip, and it's going to take me more time to do that than it will be to just wait and do something else. So, being over that, I'm going to go check this thing out over here, because I believe this is what I saw. I just want to see what it is. Yeah. Just a little structure that's supposed to look like cloud. Cyan concrete. There ain't a single drop of clay. No, that's probably intentional. Like, you know, why would they have clay? You wouldn't want to. They wouldn't want to give you cyan, terracotta. You almost had me there for a second. I'm just triple checking. I'm not 100% convinced that there isn't. I am convinced I'm stupid, so. No secret door to go up. Okay. Hey, there's what I'm looking for. All we had to do was bitch about it for 5 minutes. All of these will start filling up with water. We will make some clay, and then we will really make some clay. And then we'll make a hopping botany pot using our 2 hoppers. At least one. Beautiful. Place that down, we'll get more water. We have lots, but we, you know, again, we need that first one. That first little drop of water bucket. And poof. Now we can and so we will place down a furnace, get some tiny coal, yes, and fired clay bucket. Perfect. Now that we've done all that, let's go sleep this night away, because I don't like the sound of rain. And it's not a thunderstorm, so we cannot sleep it away. Beautiful. Love to see it. Perfect. Now let us grab this. Go down here. Oh, we already had one. You can't place water in a barrel? What do you... Wait a second. I don't understand. I'm confused. I thought you could put water into barrels. How are you supposed to make which water? Do you have to pipe it in? Do you have to get a pump and put water into a tank and then pump it in? There's no way. Has to be perfectly empty. Sure. It will not void a bucket. That makes sense. I mean, I get it. Imagine you voided your last piece of fluid. That would suck. I wouldn't want to be there. Okay, that is a decent amount of clay. Let's get out of the river. We want fine, we'll do it that way. We'll just make a couple more. Okay. That's all I need for now. Let's not get too crazy. We did get a little carried away. Let's see if we can make a... No, we cannot. We do not have enough cobblestone for the furnace, so that's alright. We will wait a second. We will swap them out actually. Grab ourselves one of these. Grab ourselves... We have lots of chests. We'll go grab ourselves a chest. We'll pick up a singular piece of moss right there. Make a flower pot and a hopping bonsai pot. You can tell I've used the bonsai more than the botany because it's just what I say, but it's all the same shit. Can't be planted in air. Let's see. Except it's dirt or a moss. Watch this then. And then it probably needs a hoe in order to actually harvest it, I bet. Which is good. That means it's not like free work. That's one thing, like the botany pots were a little free. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see if it does it. If it stops getting bigger and doesn't shrink, then we know we need to put hoes in it. and we'll just start with a wooden one. Nope. Yeah, harvested. Perfect. So that is automatic moss. Wasn't one of the goals, but we made it work. Absolutely. Perfect. Porcelain crucible. Let's make one of those. We need a lava bucket and a water bucket. We can use that to get a stone gen. We're also going to need a piece of glass, meaning we have to break some of this down. We'll smelt all this. We've got the water bucket, porcelain clay is going to need a bunch more bone meal, which we've got. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll put this guy in there. Fire up a few pieces of stone or andesite. Probably has to be cobble, I would think. Oh, it takes any stone? Perfect. Or gravel too, which is nice. So once this is done, we can put it underneath some shade here. One, two, three, four. Alrighty. While that's cooking away, let's collect ourselves a few more. Some netherrack, which I assume it wants you to like use, but we are not going to be that dumb. We are going to save that for when we desperately need it. Our inventory is getting a little bit crazy, but that's all right. It would be foolish to turn this into cobble. No, it wouldn't. Turn it into cobble. And then we keep looking. So you want fire? I don't think I can do fire. Yeah, I can't do lava. I don't have a piece of iron to make the flint. To make the flint and steel. I could maybe make the iron. But I kind of want this to be a bit of a slow pack. You know, I'm not going to spend too many days fully committed to just playing away. I mostly want to just go, come on, play for an hour and a half, maybe accomplish a task, and then be able to go and edit that video down somewhat succinctly. We're going to place this guy over here. Beautiful. So, glass. Gives these lots of glass. There's lots of chipped glass. There's lots of glass. actually really fuck with ethereal glass. Ethereal glass is really good. There's some cool stuff. I haven't looked through that. I mean, like I've used the ethereal, but that's about it when it comes to the modded stuff. We're almost halfway. I wonder AE2. Oh, we're going to really quickly. Series rules. 1. Every automation gets a whole new chain. What I mean by this is every time we go to automate a resource, like fully automate, finite automate, not just us getting to the point that we make them, we should have, like, if you're generating cobblestone, a cobblestone generator. And then if you're making gravel, don't just pipe off of your cobblestone. We're going to make a new cobblestone generator. And so on, so forth. So we're fully using as many materials as we can. We're going to grab a few more signs here real fast. Today we're going to add cobble gen, moss gen, automation area. And right here we can do an X, because that one's done. We're just going to copy this over. 1. Automation gets a new chain. Number 2, will be that I have to build buildings. Build buildings for each item on the line. I want to put that with the capital. What else would I like? I would like no sticking to one mod. So for example, if we like do power generation with extreme reactors and run out of power, we can't just make more extreme reactors. We got to try a new mod. Same thing, like I use Ender.io and Mechanism a lot. If we fill up our AE system with the recipes of those, we got to move to a different thing. We got to try the occult crushers. We got to try, any of the new mods. Oritech, if it's in here. I haven't used it very much. I don't actually know if it's in this pack. At Ori, yep. So we'll do some Oritech stuff and all kinds of neat things. And we'll just keep adding on to these rules as we go to kind of make this series a little bit more fun, make it last a little bit longer. Number 4 should be build pretty buildings. Because I don't build pretty buildings, and I really should build prettier buildings. Perfect. Alrighty, hopefully now our cobblestone over here will be done. Pretty damn close, we're getting there. And then we have the cobblestone generator. After that, oh, it wants us to make 9 hammers. Well, we can do that with all the cobblestone. And it wants us to make Yeah, squeezer and ore hammer. This is done. This is done. Yeah, it'd be 18. Now let's make the cobble gen first. So here we go. The lava is almost done, and that's pretty good timing on an episode too. That's pretty sick with it. Let's check. We didn't have nothing in there. No. It will be a godsend when we get inventory system in ATM. There's just too many unique items to be fucking around with them. So there we go. That's a stone block generator. Let's see if it generates. Oh, you actually have to, in order for it to work, we will need a lava and a water source. Oh. Cool. So I gotta start another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm also glad that I left a little bit of space there, because now we're gonna have to throw some lava and some water beside it. We still have a single porcelain bucket, so that's good, meaning it gave us our water bucket back. So we'll run down, we'll grab a bucket of water, we'll throw that there, and then we'll wait. I'm gonna use these ones that they gave us to well and truly get a couple more going. Just because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna take so fucking long. I wish I would have done that. We could have been good to go. But regardless, we have the stone block generator. So now let's get some compressed gravel. See if we have any gravel left, which we definitely might not. That's okay. We'll turn the andesite, granite, and diorite into gravel. We'll get all this stuff hammered down. We can use that all we want. Gravel. Compress. I've done this 4 times. I'm going to actually end it. How do we make this? It's 1 to 1. I'm giving myself my 20 gravel back. I hate that recipe. 21 gravel. Open a stupid full. Now compress. You stupid. See, this is why I play with cheats. I don't like to cheat, but, you know, that's dumb. Everyone agrees that that's dumb. At least I agree that that's dumb. I'm the only one that matters. So with that, we just need a singular block of lava. And then we will be making cobblestone. We have enough moss now. Perfect. So well and truly, we're going to put F3G. Where's our chunk boundaries? You know, this could be the thoroughfare chunk. I like to keep things chunk aligned when I'm doing automated things. so that the chunk loading is a little bit easier when you're using like the FTB chunk loaders, right? Like if you have all your AE stuff in one chunk, it's pretty easy to claim and chunk load. So I'm gonna make this the thoroughfare. So like a walking path, a 16 wide, it's gonna be flat. It might have like a nice decoration pattern on the bottom, and it will house the entrances to automation chains that will go east and west. All of the automation, like none of the manual stuff and none of like the magic stuff that requires some work, is gonna come to the north here. And then if we get a bunch of magic stuff, we'll have it come to the south, along this same vein. And then we'll have this as our main base that we'll fly back to and from. Will probably just be a nice pretty house that we copy the build palette from. Make sense? So that being said, we're going to use this chunk here. We're gonna just place something here in the corners. Right now is a temporary guide. We'll come up, over, and we're going to build at least 2 wide. And we don't have torches, so let's grab some, because this would be an absolute fatal mistake if we were to get monsters starting to spawn. It is so early on in the game that monsters would prove to be fairly fatal. So we don't have any coal, meaning we're going to turn a couple of pieces of charcoal into coal. A couple of stacks of coal into charcoal. You know what I'm saying? Wood into, yeah. You know, I'm a big, dumb, stupid, dumb idiot head. So, that's just how it be. Squeezer needs 10 iron, and the ore hammer needs 18 copper. Yeah. So in order to do that, we definitely need that. Definitely need the cobblestone generator. Perfect. We'll come back to you in a second. Let's check on our lovely jubbly. We're almost there. Amazing. Amazing. Let's put those back. Turn this back into torches. And that should get us a little bit of the way over here. Perfect. F3G. Turn those off. Awesome. So that's going to be where we are going to start all of our automation. And we will start with cobblestone and moss, probably on opposite sides of each other, as they're going to be like the first resource. And we'll make really tiny, cute little shacks for them. And my envision is that the farther we get away from this base, the longer, like, let me grab this thing. So the farther we get this way, you know, this might be cobblestone, this might be moss, and then this might be bone meal, because we make moss and then turn it into stuff. And this might be gravel, and maybe gravel, sand, clay all beside it, but with 5 different cobblestone generators all generating the things. And then over here, we might remake sand, gravel, clay, and then, you know, sieve it or process it in some way. So as we get away from the base, the base will just become bigger and grander on a big kind of wide scale, which I think should look cool at the very end on a big map. Speaking of, what is that? What is that? Is it the only one? I wonder if this was the spawn island. slash set home slash spawn. Yeah, it's that one. Cool. Slash home. I'm going to try to not use set warp so much because it's a creative command, not a vanilla command, but slash set home is a vanilla command. And you know how it goes. Where does it tell you? Maybe it doesn't. Tips and tricks. Maybe. Productive farming. That's cool. I could probably wonder if that's like the 10-10-10 for your crops. I bet you it is. All the modium, yeah. The cool parts. Neat. Neat. Okay. So our next goal is this water from leaves. Oh. We just have to make the crucible, hey? Well. That's pretty simple. We can skip that guy, I guess. So there are plenty of ways to generate first bit of power, and this generates galore. Okay. Growth accelerator tiers. We recommend directional. It's super fast. I don't even know what that means. But a magmatic generator we can work towards. We're good on the crucible. We're good on these and that and that. And a crook. We're probably done with a crook. Okay, let's get ourselves a bucket of lava. Boom. Making cobblestone. Amazing. 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 So let's go check that off the list. Up here we got our to-do list. We have a cobblestone generator. Done. Automation area has been started. So we are going to move that over here. We will delete these. And we're going to go cobble, moss, and then we're going to do lava. We can't actually automate lava yet, but we can automate cobble and moss as they are only 2 blocks. So we'll do that, and we're going to save that for the next episode. And I know it's been a super short stream, but I want to keep this a little bit condensed. It's late. I have work in the morning. So we're going to call it a little short, which is fine. No big deal. Everyone appreciates a little short king, you know. Ooh, that's cool. Gives a little depth. See, we're going to have to use a whole lot of this technique for making cool buildings. Something neat up here. What's through this wall? What could be punched out here? Just checking. Nothing. We'll slowly fill this place up. We'll make it a nice little home. Alrighty. Well, it was nice hanging out here today. It was a pretty productive stream. We got a few things automated and accomplished there, right? We got a few resources created. Started a little work on this area. Clean some things up. We now have moss, so we can make a nice flat area, and cobblestone, which we can start turning into other resources. Start hammering it down. Start making a whole bunch of things. Real quick, let's see. We can't. Let's see if we can't make a pair of hammers. you want. And then recipe, nope, uses, and one of those. That just completes a quest. Gives us an iron hammer. Amazing. And we're actually going to do that because we're going to grab a bunch of this. We're going to compress it. Alrighty. We're going to grab all this compressed. Now, what are the chances it breaks into a compressed gravel and not into 9 gravel? Nice. Oh, what an idiot. I broke it with a regular. If you're going to use compressed block, got to use the compressed hammer. That is how it works. We'll use up the stone one first. Nice. And I think we're just going to sieve this right away. So let's put everything that we don't need into these chests. And then we will sieve this down. And I'm going to include this as a little bit of a time lapse there, maybe at the end. But I just want to accomplish this before we go anywhere. Get us a little bit past that hour mark. See if we can't come up with our 10 iron and 18 copper we need. I do wonder if auto hammers exist in this pack, which I can check real fast. I'm not seeing. There's the flux hammer. Okay, so I'm not seeing the auto hammer. It'll be this bad boy. RF power automatic hammer. Which is also just 2 blocks of iron and some diamonds. Which can come from iron mesh. Very, very low. But you do get them. Theoretically. I'm going to have a little drink. Don't forget, if you're watching and you haven't had any water recently, take a drink of water. It's good for you. Helps keep you healthy. Perfect. We're going through this gravel nicely, but that's one other thing we can do. We can set up a 25 by 25 sieve patch. But that will be the well, I guess we have a little bit of manual over in the auto crafting area. We should have a dedicated little 2x2 chunk area where we perform our like temporary setups, right? The place you set up your crude blast furnace to get enough steel to make an improved blast furnace so you can automate the blast furnace type thing. That kind of type shit, you know, type shit. Hell yeah. How much gravel? Okay. You just pick all this up. I would hate to have it despawn. Perfect. Down to 40 gravel left. And we'll see how many resources we got from just over 4.5 stacks. a gravel. Just say half a stack of compressed, but perfect. There we go. So let's just grab a couple of chests. I know it's a little foolish to have this storage room up here and then just keep storing everything down there. But these are like the in-between us products. I only want to store the ingots. I only really want to store all the end products, not the intermediates. Alrighty. Well, this is where I am gonna call it. I'm just gonna put this stuff all away. Kind of clean all my inventory. Sure. Like that. Check this last quest. Which is basic armor. Oh, lapis and amethyst trim. Cool. Cool. Alrighty. Well, thanks for anybody who might have tuned in. And that was episode 2 with audio of All the Mods 10 to the Sky. Next time when we come back, we will get all the way through chapter 1. We will unlock the next chapter. And we will probably start diving into just the basics of getting resources, right? However, gears is our main. Okay, I guess we will look into gears because that seems pretty cool. Oh, so you have to cast. Okay, yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll dive into that. That seems pretty cool. Have to use block breakers, maybe some pistons, all kinds of neat things for resources. There is mystical agriculture, but as far as I understand, they actually nerfed it pretty heavy. Like none of the ore stuff is in here. You have to actually go the other way of making ore. You can't just mystical seed your way there. But that's a future most resource. Yeah, exactly. And geos. Perfect. Well, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This was a productive episode, and we will